With the fourth pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Caleb Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chicago basketball might be back. The Bulls might be back. Well, not immediately back, but, you know, they're getting there. They're on the up and up. Chicago, the Windy City, Chi-Town. Come on. They might be back on their way to relevant basketball because, you know, they've kind of been trashed for about a decade. But we're looking at the fact Chicago's been pretty interesting over the last few months. All right, aside from the fact they have Modest Buzelis, all right, aside from the fact that he doubled his points from his rookie season to his sophomore season, and we can't wait to see what that third-year jump's going to look like, no doubt about it. It'll be something special. They fired their GM, and they replaced him with Bryson Graham. What did Bryson Graham do? He hired Tiago Splitter as the head coach because the GM in Portland has no idea what he's doing, apparently. Tiago Splitter is now the head coach of the Chicago Bulls after being the interim coach of the Portland Trailblazers for 81 games, where he was pretty good, and they made the playoffs as well. So they got a new GM, Bryson Graham. The last GM, he didn't know what he was doing, okay? Chicago's had a string of a few, what's this guy doing kind of GMs. But now they got Bryson Graham. So far, so good. It's only been a few months, though. We'll wait and see if he's, not to say he's going to be Sam Presti, but we'll wait and see. So we'll wait and see just how good he is. But we do know Tiago Splitter in Portland, pretty good head coach. Now he's here in Chicago. All right, and we look at Chicago's roster. Modest Buzelis. He's already playing pretty good. No doubt about it. They got Josh Giddey still. And there's been some speculation, hey, maybe they're going to trade Josh Giddey. There's a possibility. He's making $25 million for the next 4 years, 3 years, something like that. And whether they trade Josh Giddey or they keep Josh Giddey, they can't really go wrong either way. Josh Giddey's been pretty good in Chicago. And if they trade him, they'll probably get back one or two players of fairly decent value. Speaking of trades, they just traded for Nick Claxton. They literally gave up nothing to get him. They gave up nothing to get Nick Claxton. So there you go. You've got possibly your starting center. They've got Trey Jones. He averaged 14 points and 5 assists this past season. So right there, you've got some talent. And what did they do last night? They went into the NBA draft with the 4th overall pick and the 15th overall pick, and with those two picks, they drafted Caleb Wilson and Dalen Swain. Two players, Caleb Wilson especially, that should be absolutely fantastic for the Chicago team. Caleb Wilson could be great just off the jump, you know? All right, Caleb Wilson could be great off the jump, and when you look at this roster, they also have Noah Senge, something like that. He's French. I don't know how to say the name. But he played just 2 games last year. Just 2. We don't really know what he brings to the table, to be honest. He played 3 minutes in 2 games and then got injured. And so we don't really know what he brings to the table. It'll be interesting to see. But he's also apparently had a growth spurt. This guy was 6'8". Now he's reported to be 7 feet tall. Okay, brother. Brother's 7 feet tall. So they've just a player on their team has grown to be 7 feet. They've got Nick Claxton, who is 7 feet. They've got Modest Buzelis. They've got Josh Giddey. They got Trey Jones. Leonard Miller could be a solid piece. Of course, they could end up re-signing Colin Sexton and possibly Anthony Simons. And and that brings me to my next point. They've got a ton of money they can spend. Well, not a ton of money. They had a ton of money, but they had like $60 million that they could have spent. Now I think it's 30-something million, because they just traded for Nick Claxton, right? He's on a $24 million contract. So I think they've got like $30-something million they can spend before they've hit the salary cap. They could go out and get a few more pieces. Okay? So Chicago's got a lot of potential as far as I see it. The Bulls have a lot of potential. A lot of potential going into next season, the season after next season, the season after that. A lot of potential on the table here. And I'm not saying they're going to be something great next season. Okay, I'm not saying, oh, the Bulls, they're going to run through the East. They're going to. I'm not even saying they're going to be a top 6 team. All right? But there is something to be had with this Bulls team. For the better part of a decade, the Chicago Bulls have been trash, really, ever since they got rid of Jimmy Butler. And now they've got a new head coach in Tiago Splitter. They have a new GM in Bryson Graham. They have this young roster full of just, people with all the talent in the world, players with the ability to be absolutely fantastic. I'm not a Chicago Bulls fan, but if I was, I'd be feeling pretty good about this team coming into, going into the future. If I was a Bulls fan, I'd be loving the position we're in because we might not be good now, but give it 2, 3, 4 years. This Chicago team, they very well could be contending in the Eastern Conference. They very well could be a contender. No doubt about it. All right, this Bulls team, they've got a lot of potential.